like you guys had a really nice time.
It was nice. It was a good little getaway.
Oh, hell yeah, we need that. Oops. Take out the mic here. Check. You still there?
Yep, I'm here.
About a fist away. Come a little closer. It seems like we're going to be on top of each other. It's close, but when you look, once you see it, we're going to look like we're kind of far away. Just seems like we're really close. You know, like for a photo, you got to stand right next to each other.
Yeah, I'm a big photo taker. Like how fire wants photos taken. Like not like just drilled in my mind. That's how I take photos all the time. Like, oh, it's got to be close. It's got to get the whole angle.
Biggest mistake people make is taking photos too far away.
Yeah, so it's hard asking clients to do that because like, oh,
they got to get used to it.
Yeah. So it's all like cropping
Do
and
it
stuff.
with intensity or not at all.
Just to get us cranked up here. Welcome to the Intensity Podcast. I'm Hans the Hammer Hartleben. Guys, this show is for go-getters, all walks of life. You are invited cordially. HansHartleben.com. Fill out the contact us form. Let me hear from you. Find me on socials, whatever. Be resourceful. Right, Gonzalez? We got Jesse
Absolutely.
Gonzalez here. I'm just going to give you a quick intro, okay? Then I want to hit on your Festivus Games. Well, now they call it the True Challenge.
True challenge, yep.
So freaking awesome, man. So impressive. And then we'll kind of work backwards and just start from there because I want them to know who you are right off the bat. Jesse Gonzalez is here with me today. Good-looking son of a gun. He's so good-looking, you could even see his good looks through the radio station. If you're listening on Spotify, you can see it. He is a fitness coach, motivator, and a fitness competitor. Very intense guy. And so you just were, Festivus Games was what, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I would say 2 Saturdays ago on the 26th of April. So
Okay, yeah.
so about three,
Yeah,
almost
2.5,
yeah.
something like that. I'm not a math guy. I'm a fitness guy. I'm not. Don't expect me to count for you.
I just put the date and I trained till that date. That's it.
Yeah, we'll get along just fine. You know, counting reps. But you really set. You know, it was. I could tell by your post. You were in a fitness competition, and you were even surprised when those results came back. Number 1 in the USA.
Truly surprised. Because I've done Festivus. You know, it's a CrossFit for not the diehard CrossFitters. I'm a fire guy through and through. Even though we do a lot of the cardio aspect, we're more dominant in that aspect of CrossFit competitions. But the movements are more CrossFit style. And but what I have, or most fire people have, is just that endurance, that cardiovascular endurance. And it put me one spot ahead. My goal was to win every event.
Okay.
Like I told myself, a mental note, because last Festivus, wasn't in a good spot. I competed in that games, and I didn't do good.
How long ago was that? Last year, you said?
That was, that last April.
Okay, so you kind of were a redemption tour.
Oh, and it was just mindset.
Were you thinking about that the whole time? Is the next time you're going to?
I told myself, and people around me, it's like, I'm not losing. Like, there's no way.
What changed?
Well, sobriety, and we could get more into that. I just feel good mentally, physically, spiritually. Best shape I've ever been in my life, cardio-wise, strength-wise, and just my mindset is just 10 times different than it was. It's like, if I fail, right, I need to come back from this. I need to always keep my foot on the gas pedal, and I tell people that all the time. Foot on the gas pedal, don't let off, because you only got this one chance. And the competition was just no nerves. You know, some people get nervous. No, it was just I'm going.
Because of the confidence level.
Yep, it was just I'm ready for it. Like I scope out my competition, you know, stuff like that. And this time I didn't.
Wow.
Because it didn't matter to me. And that was the biggest thing.
That's interesting.
So first in every event, at our location, but globally, I won by a lot of points, you know, and it was just great. It was just when I seen the results, someone sent it to me, and it was just, oh my goodness. But that's the thing, is all fire teams, whether it was individual or teams, they all did very, very, very well. And that just proves the community, the family of fire fitness, and it's just, there's nothing like it, nothing like it.
What you talked about last year, I think you said, when I fail, I'm going to come back at heart. What makes you say you failed, though?
I took second.
Oh, last year you took second, and that's a failure.
Well, I took second, but in my mind I took last because I relapsed. My drug of choice was opiates, right? And I relapsed on it, and I was not in a good spot at all. And I had a mental relapse well before the physical of the opiates. With my past fire job and all that fun stuff, I was just miserable. I was resentful. That turned into depression. And then I changed my life so much that when it got bad enough, I could not ask for help. I didn't know how. I felt like everyone would look at me differently, and it destroyed me. It destroyed me. So that Festivus it was not good. I was just not in it. I only did it because I wanted to keep on a front that was doing okay, when I totally wasn't. Whether it was...
Still got second, though.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
I guess I'm just competitive and fit at heart, I would say. I've always been a pretty fit guy. It's just, it was not where I wanted to be. But this was like total redemption. Fire games in the winter was redemption too. Like, it was just, me and Brittany, we didn't do good on our first event.
Try not to tap that. It just gets loud.
We didn't do good on our first event, and I told her, I said, no more breaks. This is the one thing I said to her, and it was all gas from there. It was just because that was our best event, and we just didn't show up. Those ruck bags are different than the Meisters at Fire North. We don't have those, so it threw me for a loop.
Got to get on Katie Moe.
Yeah.
Let's
Katie.
go.
Yeah, Katie. I've been
Upgrade.
Been on her. Upgrade them.
You were just last year. I'm just tying into. You talked about opiates. Just for the audience, what exactly is an opiate? How does it work? How do you get them? Just a little education on that.
Well, opiates are more of a depressant, a pain medication, right? But there's so many different pain medications out there nowadays, and it's just, for me, it turned into more extreme stuff, right? So unfortunately, I'm an ex-heroin user, obviously, right? Did I start at pills at a young age, not knowing what the heck I got into? I just wanted to be cool and fit in because I was a Chicago boy, moved to Wisconsin.
Why don't you, I want to hear how this, and I think people really find this interesting, and the fact that you're, willing to open up about something so intimate and dark. I want to make sure everybody understands. I understand. Let's go back to when you were a child and get us up to where you are today and how that all, I hear some buzzing on the mic. Do you hear that?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. I don't like that.
So I grew up in Chicago, south side of Chicago. Grew up playing baseball, loved it. The Sandlot life with me and my best buds, like, that's all we did. I was that one who said, we're not going swimming until we finish playing, stuff like that. That's all I did every day. And then my freshman year, I went to an all-guy Catholic school and private school, all that fun stuff, only for baseball. But then my mom has 6 kids, in Chicago. She worked as a waitress, so she couldn't afford a private school for all of us, right? And I'm the second oldest. My older sister didn't go to school, or a nicer school. She was homeschooled for high school, and she moved as I made varsity as a freshman. And it was a cultural shock to me. Like, my perfect life, everything's going the way I wanted to, and we moved to Berlin, Wisconsin, of all places. Small town, I think 4,000 people, and it was just awful. You got a baseball team that won to a team that won 4 games my whole senior year, or my whole high school career, and I joined the wrestling team, and finally fit in with the grade above me, right? Yeah. They were more my style. I didn't like the jocks, if you want to call them, in my grade. And then they graduated. But there was that one bud who stayed back, who didn't go to college, and he introduced me to other kids in my grade that were not in sports, the partying, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
And I didn't know. I just knew drugs were bad, right?
Okay.
I didn't,
So how old are you now at this point?
17,
16,
16, 17. And so when they graduated my senior year, I dislocated my shoulder. Wrestling was all I had. So my senior year was more individual, very intense guy, very quick. Dislocated my shoulder, 6 match in. And I was doing quite well in wrestling. That was keep me out of trouble. Not drinking with the buds, not out on a school night till 10:30 at night, and it was just, it destroyed me. And that was my first depression. I would feel when we moved here, I was more resentful towards my mom at that time, and
For taking you out of a place that you loved.
loved.
Oh, I can see that. What was the reason you guys moved, by the way?
It's just our town was getting bad,
Okay.
with crime, and it's just expensive.
Yeah.
Illinois is just expensive, and then 6 kids trying to get them all in
I mean,
school.
I don't blame her.
And
Trying to create a better life for you guys.
oh yeah, and ultimately she did. Wisconsin's my home. I have a beautiful son, 9 years old. He's just great. He's great. Brittany has her 2 kids, and they're great. It just works out. There's nowhere I would go visit Chicago, but I will never live there.
Okay.
Even though sometimes I say I'd like to.
God, do you ever think about what would it be like if you stayed?
Um,
Either good or bad.
I mean, I think it'd be better. I think my life wouldn't have been the experiences I had, all the bad ones. I think it would probably have some bad experience, but not to that extreme, because my friends are pretty good for the most part. But like I said, who knows? I can't really say for sure where I would be.
None of us can.
Yeah, and my experiences, my bad ones, good ones, ultimately they make me who I am.
Well, we're back to your shoulder. I'm sorry, I got you off. You threw out your shoulder. You dislocated your shoulder,
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
and
It was
you
it was
fell
like
into some
time.
depression. Oh God.
Yeah, I tried to wrestle a week later. Convinced my wrestling coach to let me, and it was just not good. Even though it was not against a good guy, and he put me in my back. Didn't pin me, but then my coach is like, "You're done. You're done." And so I didn't come back until regionals, and I was just not conditioned, and lost in semifinals of sectionals. So
Okay.
then I had baseball, but at that point I was partying, smoking weed with my outcast buddies.
Okay. You started tapping into that audience.
Yep. And it was just my buddies would visit in the summer, but they weren't staying long because they wanted to go back by school. So I mainly had my buddies that I grew up with. And then when I was 19, they had a pill, and I didn't know what the heck it was. They bet me $10, and at that point I just wanted to fit in. And I just knew I liked it. Actually, wasn't even sure if I liked it. I just knew I liked fitting in.
Yeah,
and
of course,
I
yeah.
got $10 out of it. And then one thing led to another. They kept
What was
bringing
it?
more. It was like a Vicodin. No idea what the heck I was doing.
So hydrocodone.
Yep, hydrocodone. In Chicago they call them, Vicodin or something. But
Yeah. Oh, that's the name brand.
yeah, and it just kept progressing. Still didn't know what I was getting into. Didn't know it was going to take a hold of my life, and it did. It did quick.
So you didn't start taking. I was picturing this going a different way, where when you dislocated your shoulder, it was for the pain, but that wasn't the case.
No.
Okay.
I was
got
still
it.
pretty
Got
good.
it.
I mean, drinking, high school parties,
Yeah, I know.
nothing like that. It was not till I was 19 I did my first, and then by 21 it was just whoa, that's the first time I did heroin, and it was awful. It was awful. Now that I
The
think-
first time was awful.
No, it was great the first time.
Okay.
Let me just say, if there was no consequences to that, I think the world would be, not just myself, but a lot of people
Everybody
would be
behind.
doing it. Yeah, and it's just, but the mental, spiritual, defeating toll it takes on you is, it's not worth it. It's not even just about me destroying my life. It's a family disease. It destroys everyone around
Involved.
you. and it's not me. It's
Because
not me.
it impacts everybody all the way down.
Everybody, from the lies to the manipulation, to getting sick, to the obsession, feeling like you can't function without it when really you can't function on it. It was just and so intense, and that happened.
So your first time, you loved it. You shot up, did the band.
Yep.
And it was a high like you never had before.
Yep. Did it for a girl at that time. Begged her not to, because I was that person where it was like, okay, I don't do that. I only do pills. I was that like biased or that stigma about all that. But
she was on it.
she did it for the first time.
You did it together for the first time.
She did it. I left. Next day, I thought she'd be done with it. Nope, wanted to do it again. And it's just one thing turned to another, and then you never look back after that. It was just not a good
What do you mean?
experience.
It's just a whirlwind. Then from then, it's a ride.
Well, that, and it's cheaper. Like, there's a million reasons why. It's more intense.
Okay.
It's more cheaper. It lasts longer. And it was just
Easy. How hard is it to get compared to opiate like Vicodin?
10 times easier.
Really?
Yep.
And this is in Chicago though.
No, this is Wisconsin.
In Berlin.
Yeah,
it was easier to get. You're in Berlin, Wisconsin, buying heroin.
Anywhere, any of those bigger cities, you could get them.
Around Berlin, you mean?
Yeah, people have them in Berlin. It's in every community you're at nowadays. It's like, if you want it that bad, you could find it. Bigger cities is just, they say it's cheaper, right? And it's just Chicago. I never really messed with it in Chicago till I tried to move back there, and then my first time getting clean, I relapsed, and I used for about 7 years, and then I got off it for 6, and then it was just bad.
7 years. So are we going all the way up to like 27 or 25?
25 when I got clean.
Straight heroin.
For
5 years, 7 years.
About, I would say from 21 to 25. So about 3.5, 4 years.
And like religiously.
Religiously. Yeah.
How often do you have to shoot up?
Oh, well, if I didn't do it I did it anyway that I could, right? Depending on my time that, if I'm going to go, stuff like that.
Time permitting or.
Yeah. It was up to probably 6 to 8, maybe 10 times. Depends how much you do, right? Or how much I had, right?
A day?
Yeah, sometimes. Because it only lasts about 4 hours or something. And then you're with buddies and you think you can do more. Yeah. And it was just not good. Not good.
So what were you doing for how were you paying bills or eating? How are you eating? How are you buying food during this time here?
At that point, I was living with my mom in Berlin. And
what was that like? Did she know?
Yeah, she knew. I mean, and it kind of ruined the relationship more. And we didn't make amends until a year after I got sober. When I was finally to like say I forgive you for moving me here, and her apologize for her stigma, because she was like straight ball, like one way. You don't do it, you're this, you're that. And at that point I blamed her and stuff like that, but I don't blame her for it, right? I put her through hell.
You were blaming her for your drug addiction.
Yeah, in a way. It was just an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
It was just, in my mind, I convinced myself it's no big deal, right? She's the reason.
When you're addicted to something, we all can find reasons, we're masters of selling ourselves on the ways to get our hands on doing something.
Well, that's the thing is, I didn't just have one reason. I had reason on top.
We can justify anything.
And anything, and you can manipulate any situation, or you think you can. You can make someone feel bad for you. You can make them feel this big, right? When meanwhile, looking in the mirror, I was the one who felt this big, right? Very, very small each and every day. And it's not that I liked doing it at that point. I just couldn't stop.
Part of your life.
I couldn't stop.
It was part of your daily lifestyle.
Yeah, so I went to treatment.
At about 25, 26.
Yep, 25,
Been doing
26.
it for about 7 years. All of a sudden, how did what got you to treatment? Like one day you had to say, I'm not doing this anymore.
Consequences, as I got in trouble.
Okay.
My life, people cut me off. I burnt every bridge.
Okay.
I finally hit bottom. At that point was my bottom, and it was a pretty low bottom, right? And it was just my lies caught up with me,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was just do this or die. Like that was it. That was it. And I did well for a very long time. Whether it's meetings, surrounding myself with good people, I found fire. And
How old are you now?
32.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not talking that long ago here. So you got clean about 27 ish.
Yeah. 26. About
Okay,
26.
about 26. And then you stayed good, clean, and
Good.
for how many years you think?
Up until I would say March of last year is when I finally
Okay.
pulled the trigger on picking up. I hurt my back deadlifting, and I just had an idea to do a Vicodin or
To get you through the
hydrocodone.
pain, to keep you so you didn't have to miss workouts.
Not even that.
Just
Because I was just that broken and beaten down each and every day. Because fire did save my life in more ways than I could imagine. Even though I was doing the work to get there, Fire Fond du Lac gave me a shot at COVID time. So right before COVID hit, so July 20. At that point, I was like a year and I got clean in October 17. And it was great. It was great. Just gave me a chance. Happened.
were you didn't coach before this?
No. I just got NASM certified. I never even got into fitness. I never really worked out.
Okay, so this whole time, in your early 20s, stuff like that, when you're using, you weren't working out.
No, never.
Okay.
Wrestling practice, right? Other than high school, it was just.
Okay.
So I got into fitness, ran a 5K, won it, and I liked running. So I started out running. Then I would go to the Y and curl. I didn't know the heck what I was doing. I just want to get big biceps and big arms.
Yeah.
Skip leg
Pretty
day
muscles.
every day. Yep. And did a 10K, another run, and then I decided to do the marathon. So like on my year clean, I ran Madison Marathon.
That full marathon.
Yep.
Wow.
No train. I don't recommend this to anybody. Don't do it. Train properly.
Okay.
Don't just jump into it. It was a great experience, but my next marathon, I made sure I trained for it properly. I was inexperienced. I had that high, right? I had those endorphins going. I felt like I had purpose for a while in my life, and then I decided I'm going to get NASM certified.
Okay.
And apply that Fox City Fire when they had the old owners around that time in 2019 or right 2020. So
Appleton.
right
Where were you living?
before, Ripon at
Okay.
that point. Ripon at that point. And they said no because COVID. So I was like, I'm gonna just shoot the shot and apply that Fondy, even though they weren't hiring. And it just so happened she was in recovery too. I won't say names, just not put it out there, but and it was just okay. This is like meant to be.
Yeah.
This is meant to be.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that something though? Like, if everybody waits till somebody's hiring per se, you're gonna be waiting a long time. You got to open your own doors.
yep.
That's what you did.
Did my first fire camp at Fox City before they interviewed me, and I was like, okay, this is great. This is great. Same thing at Fond du Lac. I watched. This is why I think I'm the coach that I am, because I watched before they put me in there. Then I would co-coach, right? Co-coach, and then finally part-time. That's all they hired me at first, and then more hours, and I was an awful coach. I was that clapper all the freaking
It's better
time.
than not clapping.
Yeah.
I mean, we always say, hey, instead of being silent, put your hands together.
Yeah, and it was just, I think I just didn't know what the heck. I didn't know how to motivate people.
You didn't find your bearings yet.
I was trying to be like two coaches, like combining them together, and then it took me a little bit to realize like I need to find me, like my own style.
Yep.
And I'm grateful for how much Fire Fondy taught me. They taught me everything I know. At the end of the day, like
Awesome.
everything pushed me to be better, to not settle. And the clientele is great, like how to interact with people, how to connect with people.
That's huge.
And the great thing is recovery made it easier to connect with people, right? And I think that's where I have a step ahead. Well, listening, right? I feel like fire, everyone has a why they walk in the door, right? And I feel like a lot of people that come into fire, they don't come in because they want to start working out. They're usually pretty broken in some way or another, whether it's weight gain, depression, divorce, it doesn't even matter the situation. At the end of the day, it's like, why are you here?
We call it Willy Wonka's golden ticket.
Yeah,
Everybody has one.
It's just, and that's where I still am very passionate about fire, is the people, their whys. I always ask people their why, even though I don't get the chance to sign them up, which I totally love doing, like check-ins and stuff like that, more one-on-ones. I
could definitely see you in sales. Sales is just presenting and, problem solving. Listening more than talking. Telling isn't selling.
Yeah.
You got to use your ears more than, because they give you the answers. If people are listening, they'll I've been in sales my whole life. They'll tell you what you need to do to get them written up.
Yep, and how we can help, and sell the heck out of what we're offering, and explain the whys, like what fire means, functional intensive resistance exercise, and then the marvelous motivation. Like, it's our sole purpose to deliver our clients the most phenomenal workout experience on the planet.
Beautiful.
And I live to that when I get behind the mic. And
it's fun though, isn't it?
It's fun.
It's fun. It's
great.
I had a guy. I just got to tell you this. It was funny. I laughed. I actually laughed, even though he was being negative and coming at me. But there was a YouTube video, and you know how I coach, right? I'm
intense.
Yeah, and I enjoy it though. And if it didn't work, if early on stages of 2014, if I saw it didn't work, maybe I would have tweaked it. But we have on and off 3,500 to 4,000 active clients. It's a lot of clients to train, and that's the style. That's where it started. But anyways, the guy is one of these videos. I'm yelling and screaming and pushing people, and the guy said, "Wow, man, you really made a decision to scream at middle-aged adults like you're an NFL strength coach." And it was kind of funny, though. Yeah, as well. It's true. It was a big. It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal. We can treat older individuals or middle-aged people just like that. Just imagine if everybody 70 or over, you treat like an old person. Wow. You never expected more from them. Even somebody 50, 60, 70, you know what I mean? Like, I expect more from people because I know they're capable of it. Unless they're not. I could tell. That's what makes a good coach, reading. You got to read people. What's your potential? But it's funny seeing that, I just had to throw it in there.
I feel like the older ones are the most badass people. They just, it's when people say they're old, and I say you're only as old as you make yourself.
It's a slippery slope, because how many times you hear people saying they're old at 30? They do 30, 40. What are you going to say at 50? So if you establish you're old at 40, okay, what are you going to say 10 fucking years later? And then you're only 50. Now what?
Most likely at home, not doing anything fitness related.
Foot in the grave then at 50.
Yeah.
So you don't plan on making it to 80. If you're talking about, if it's just, I know it's a cop out, and I hate it, because I know sometimes I think we want it more for them than they want it, and that's a hard, right? That's a harsh reality.
I used to be that person who just fully extended, right? Now I try to go halfway. Yep. I think
they got to reach back.
Some people need that little extra push at first, but are they making the effort continuously for me to stay engaged in helping them? And I'll go out of my way to help people. I see you doing that. I help at least 5 people right now, just with the food right now, and doing their check-ins, because they feel stuck, right? I feel like fire, once you hit that 144, 100 camps, you plateau, right? And a lot of it is just their intensity's not changing, right? The weights that they pick up are the same all the time. And it's like you have to progress. You have to progress. Don't just think you can work out and go home and drink a bottle of wine or eat your snacks at night. Like, it's going to get you.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is people who plateau, they're frustrated. They get very frustrated that they're plateauing. And as a coach, as a someone who tries to motivate people, is get to the reason why. I always ask them, do you drink a lot, right? Are you do you have a sugar crash all the time? Like, do you always need a snack of sugar? Are you stressed? Are you getting enough sleep? Water, stuff like that. Like, those are usually the top things that are making people not see results. And it's usually going back to the sugar and stress, especially women in their 40s and 50s. All the hormonal changes and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, try to get a little bit of sleep. The gym's great. The gym is great.
I just love how you're asking them questions. I mean, when's the last time these people have been asked, does their husband, when they come home and they're given the answers again, right? He's not listening maybe. Why is he not asking questions? And all of a sudden they run into somebody that's actually caring. Wow, you asking me 5 questions on this?
Yep.
It's pretty impressive, though, to some people. Don't you see their reaction? Like, they're like, whoa, he actually cares enough to ask me this?
You see some people cry, and it's good. It's a good tears, right?
Yep.
I've had a lot of people cry, and that just makes me awkward. See, I don't know what the heck to do. I'm just it puts me in a spot where it's like, do I hug you?
Yeah,
Do I
I know, it's
touch your
tough.
shoulder?
It's
like,
tough.
oh my goodness. But then other ones
That's
are
a
like,
tough
okay,
one.
they say thank you, they're grateful, and that just, ultimately that's what I want, right? And then I'll check in with them from time to time. I won't hold your hand. I will help, and then I'll say, in this time we can see if the weight's down. I'll check in how you're doing. But I also ask people goals on what they want in camp or what they think we could do better to serve them. And a lot of people always say pull-ups. It's like, okay, well, we don't do enough pull-ups in camp. I suggest hanging out after, practicing.
There's a bar
pull-ups.
right there, man. There's a bar, there's a playground, anywhere you can do a pull-up. That's a nice thing about pull-ups.
Yeah, I know. It's like we
You
can
don't
do
need
them all the
equipment.
time. And some people said a box jump. I tried to get someone to do a box jump for Performa, and they're just in their head. But okay, great.
But isn't that
We'll try it
something
next
about
time.
elevating? You notice that here's I got the big ones for people: climbing rope, pull up, box jump. There's something a human being, some type of gratitude reward from elevating up. If you think about it,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. And pull-ups are just freaking hard.
Oh yeah,
Especially females struggle with
pulling your
pull-ups.
entire body weight.
But box jumps it's just a mental thing, right? I always get people jumping higher than they need to. The Mad Rocks are great for that. I'll put plates underneath it to make it higher,
good.
and I'll just leave a box next to it.
So they visualize.
And just see, and
Yeah,
that just
I love that approach.
it works every time. Works every time.
Getting back into. So when you get up in the morning, what drives you? What's your number one driver?
Well, 'cause mostly I have to. I gotta get up to coach.
Do you get up and you're grumpy?
My first word's probably, "Oh shit."
Okay.
But I get up and going. I usually click the snooze a couple times.
Okay.
But I have a gratitude journal. I always have my tunes like early in the morning. Like I'm a
Get you going.
big Eric Church guy. The same stuff all the time. Just calming music, or Kendrick Lamar. I'm a big Kendrick Lamar guy, and that pumps me up. Squabble Up. People get probably sick of how much I listen to it, but it's my jam.
It does something for you. It resonates. Some of those messages resonate with you. And that's music. Nobody can understand. People don't. There's a lot of different genres for a reason.
Yep.
And people don't understand always why that does something for someone else. Like you watch UFC walk-ups. Some of these guys pick some really weird songs, and they're just freaking jacked.
Yeah, it just works for him.
It works for them.
Works for him. I'm a music guy. Today I wake up and I'm grateful. Like I'm not obsessing over using or getting high or.
You're clean now.
Yep.
You just finished your Festivus Games and won and did so well.
Got a treatment in November or December. Went to Las Vegas of all places to get clean.
Vegas is a beautiful city, though. Landscape-wise.
Well, yeah, not when you're behind the wall.
Yeah.
But no, it was great experience, and I'm grateful. That was the only way for me to get it this time was that or die, like truly, suicide attempts, and just so broken and miserable that I finally broke down and said I need treatment. And
You got this 9-year-old kid you gotta live for.
And he knew. He's older now, right? I couldn't get away. I didn't have anyone helping me. I had my mom help me.
How old is he now?
He's 9.
Oh, it is
9. Really good kid, sweet kid, just like me, which scares me in a way. But he's got a good mom. He's got a very good, supportive mom.
Yeah, but he's gonna need a good dad too,
Yeah, and I do the best. I'm fun, but I'm also a little bit harder on him because I get where just getting careless and doing the same stuff can get you in trouble, right?
Does he know any of this stuff that you went through?
He know not the extent of it,
Okay.
but
Yeah, that
I don't
makes
lie
sense.
to him. I'm pretty honest with him. But mostly when I went to treatment, I told him just Daddy's sick. He needs to get help, right? And I'm not gonna go.
Which
to
is
the
not too
extent-
far off, you know, emotionally, mentally.
Yep, it affected him. And I was right, but my goal is to be back before Christmas, but I didn't have insurance, so it was $15,000. So I came back on the 17th or 13th, one of those days. And
How did you pick that treatment center?
back in the day when my mom made me go to treatment.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Okay.
I was on her insurance 'cause I was young, right? And we called the number and they shipped me out the
You
next
just
day.
saw it on TV, something?
She called
she saw. Okay.
American Addiction Center.
Okay.
If anyone's struggling with addiction, and you don't know where to go, or if you need inpatient, because outpatient, for some it don't work. It wasn't gonna for me.
Yep. Different levels.
Yep, I needed to be under care in a facility.
Okay.
Until I got the stuff out of my system and more clear-headed. And I chose out of state because in Wisconsin I could just leave. If I was just done with it, I was done.
Okay.
I didn't know anyone in Vegas, but I went there before, and I was trying to go to Florida for the gym. But all the beds were full, so I just went there. It's still a decent gym. And,
Okay, they got a treatment center with a full gym where you get to work out and
good food, good people,
Okay.
good therapist. People struggling just like me.
yeah.
And for once, it felt like, okay, I can open up, because that was the hardest part when I picked up last time. I was like, I didn't know how to open up to anybody because I changed my life so much. And once again, I was a role model, and I finally felt like I wasn't. And I know people knew, but they didn't know how to approach me. And I wanted so bad for people to reach out, but the close people that did, I just denied it. Said I'm fine, or blamed it on something else that wasn't even a situation. And it was just, I'm grateful for treatment, and went to outpatient after, still in aftercare.
What do you mean you're still in aftercare now?
I just like once a week.
Okay, I don't know how that works. I'm just okay.
Yeah, it's just touch base, see how
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing.
It's not just cold turkey deal. This is a process.
Yeah. 10 weeks of was
Somebody
intensive
touches
outpatient
somebody. You have a host guy, or what do you call that? A
counselor.
sponsor.
Yeah.
They reach out to you.
I should probably call him more.
Okay.
I see him on Tuesdays. When I go to a Tuesday morning meeting, and right now it's like a lot of family time. Like that's important to me. I feel like that was my missing link. Is I felt distance from everybody.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know what I wanted to ask for help, and I just broke down and said like I need to go, and I left the next day. They said $5,000 to go there, and I was like, all right, max up my credit card just to go there for 10 days.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like I had to.
That's commitment. Oh, that's a level of commitment.
Yeah.
Well, you're investing in yourself.
Had
Otherwise, you might not have been around.
Well, I would have spent that money in
On whatever.
however long.
Yeah.
Anyways, and that's how I look at it.
Oh yeah,
So,
I think that was a great call.
Well, it saved my life, because who knows?
This
where I'd be
last this last trip to Vegas Treatment Center saved your life.
now. Oh yes. But I'm continuing to save it. I didn't think it would be a part of my journey is relapsing with opiates, which is now fentanyl, by the way. Like it's never heroin.
Okay.
And that stuff is 10 times worse than heroin ever was. And I
know it's more potent.
it's everything, the obsession, the sickness. It doesn't last as long, so you're doing it. It's just
Have you got a lot of experience with fentanyl?
this past time, because that's
Okay,
all it was.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah,
You
and,
found that.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what it was, and I was, oh my goodness.
When you're trying to find it, I know the listeners be interested in this, but so it's everywhere. But how do you really get your hands on it? What's your first question? Where do you go? What kind of questions you ask?
Oh,
Like if you had to go find some right now.
I'd go to the raggediest part of town, right? Plover would be more
It's
places
here.
that I know it's here. And it was just scope out a little bit.
Okay.
Sit and wait.
Okay.
You kind of know, like people do some shady stuff that's out of the.
You're
norm.
watching people, you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a lot of people watching, and
But that's going to take a while. What if you had to get it in a couple hours?
old connects, I guess.
But I mean, forget what if you got to start scratch. Is just a scenario here,
Oh.
and I know that you're confident and we can go down that road without you, relapsing or any of this. So I just want to.
I don't know. Now,
How do you get your hands on it in Plover right now in a couple hours?
mostly sit and wait, be patient. It'd be way different now because I'm not jonesing or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's true.
Sit and wait.
Uh-huh.
But if I was,
You just go up to somebody.
just go up and ask. That's the matter.
You're expediting. You're microwaving the process.
Yep, it's just if they say no, okay, I never gotta
I'm
see
out.
him again. Yeah,
He's wrong. Yeah, makes sense.
It's like he said, she said, sort of thing, and it's just.
And you're out. You're on the move.
Oh man, is using a full-time job. It's just
Yeah, I can see that.
24/7 long. What lies you have to,
Well, it's got to be the mental stress of the whole thing
It
of
is.
pulling it off.
and then the defeat on top of it. Like it's not just figuring out how
The
to
guilt.
get more. The guilt, the shame. That's what
Okay.
killed me the most was the shame of letting people down, letting myself down, my kiddo, the people who love me the most, and that was tough. It was tough.
What do you got in the future? What are some things you're looking forward to at 32 years old? Besides obviously staying clean, but what do you want to accomplish?
I want to get more. I want to be more knowledgeable in fitness. I think there's always more room to grow and learn. I have true passion, especially right now, in helping people, listening to people, being a family guy, being present, and not thinking too far of what's next.
What are you ever considered life coach? Life coaching?
Oh, I'm actually coming here, an hour and 18-minute drive. I'm actually almost done with recovery coach. I signed up for school, and I was just listening to doing my school work, so to say. And, that was 40 minutes of a TED Talk that they make you do. So I should be done hopefully by June with that as a recovery coach. Because
There you go.
I just like to, I don't know, addiction's crazy.
But there's such a correlation with addiction and fitness too. Like
Same thing.
all out, I think you could really mesh those two.
And that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal is whatever I could do to help inspire or help people find that true happiness. Because I think the true goal to life is happiness and connection, right? And joy. If you don't have that, like you're in really slippery slope there. And I never want to lose happiness ever again.
What is your plan moving forward? So you're coaching. What do you got going right now? You're coaching how much?
Every Tuesday, part time. If I could get full time at Fire, that'd just be great. But I'm at Fire part time, animal shelter in Green Lake.
Interesting. I didn't know
Part
that.
time. Yep, I've been there. So that's like
I love it.
That's like my second mom. Shout out to Janine. She'll listen to tomorrow. She is just
What up, Janine?
She is just most amazing, caring, loving person. She gave me a shot when no one did, and she's never left my side since. So that's been going on 9 years. She is.
You've been at
truly-
the shelter for 9 years?
about that. Well, except for that
God, I
time.
never knew that.
That time period at Fondy where I was full time.
Okay.
I stepped away.
But you're looking to get full-time coaching,
Oh yeah.
personal training.
Yep. I love one-on-one. There's nowhere. I thought I'd be done with Fire after treatment, and then I called you, right? And there's nothing like it. I just missed the atmosphere, and I felt like I owed it to myself.
I mean,
and to
we
other
got to be
people.
able to make this happen.
Eventually.
I mean, I walked in 2014 with 0 clients and became full-time in a month.
Yeah.
Put the gas, when you talk about putting the gas pedal down, I mean, it was a risk, but there's got to be something we can do with all these locations around too, with maybe you have to get a little creative, a little uncomfortable with your schedule, but
Yeah.
because we need good talent. We need more talent.
I think we need more present coaches, not in and out, other jobs, full-time jobs.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Because during the mornings, I got to rush to Green Lake from
Yep.
Oshkosh. I
Yep.
drive from Fond du Lac or Ripon.
Present
Gosh,
coaches,
gosh,
I
yep.
like that.
And
No,
there's
it's
this-
true.
It's just hard with all the part-time.
Yeah. to really commit and dive in with people, you know?
Yeah, and this is how much do owners or managers how much are they there, right? In my experience, they're not. Like, I think for a healthy gym, you need to be there more present, not just part time, full time. Like, as a manager, you have that title. As an owner, you have that title to give what we preach, right? The best workout experience on the planet, right? And yeah, so eventually full time, I'm at Fire Oshkosh North and Heart of Valley. Jen's been asking me for a good hot second, and it's a hike for me. It's a hike, but I told her I'll help out for as long as I possibly can because I know myself. I think stuff's still working when it's not, and that gets me in trouble eventually. But so far, so good. And then the shelter, Janine's great with being flexible on my hours, and I just don't want it to take away from family time because that's truly the most important thing to me.
But you're making ends meet.
No.
We got to get you some clients.
Yeah, it's tough to make. I think most of my money goes in gas.
Here's the hard part. You have a skill, okay? No one's doubt that you have an amazing person skill, the fitness knowledge. You have all that. You're struggling with selling your services.
Yeah.
I mean, we can help you with that.
I mean, ultimately.
Have you ever done a selfie video, okay? People throughout the fire community know you at this point. Looking at the camera, I did this a couple years ago. I said, guys, here's me. Here's who I am. I'm looking for 5 personal training clients. I work at an animal shelter. I love it to death. I don't want to totally pull out of that, but I got to make ends meet, and I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to commit to you. Drop your name in my PMs. We can go from there. If you're ready to make a commitment, that's what this is going to be about. It's not going to be easy. If you know me, I'm very an intense person. Have you ever done something like that?
I've done group personal training.
But I mean, have you ever made an advertisement for yourself? You see what I'm trying to say?
I haven't.
This is where it starts, dude. You gotta get out there and say, listen, I want to become a full-time fitness person. I'm serious. Otherwise, are you seeing any light at the end of the tunnel with this? Or is it just going to keep going on and you're struggling with the career right now? When I see this talented guy that needs to go and scale right now.
Yeah, I do need to go on scale.
But nothing's going to change unless you change it.
Exactly, right. And I wish I would tell other people, because that's what I tell other people. Nothing's changed unless you change it. And
but we need you
to do it. Yeah. I guess I get comfortable.
Yeah.
A big thing is just
Okay.
How do I balance that too, and then leave the shelter. So there we have some health issues going on with my second mom, and that's kind of put a damper in a lot right now.
Okay. You're there for them or for her, and
Yeah.
taking care of her a little bit.
Yeah, care for because we don't know right now what's going to happen.
Okay.
And, so that kind of put a damper in everything. Eventually, full time, I would like to stay close because the biggest thing is the driving.
Where are you at again right now?
Fire Oshkosh North.
But no, where you live in Ripon still?
Ripon, Fond du Lac.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, that's a hike.
It's a hike, and the closest one is Fond du Lac. It's not like there's a fire 20 minutes away. Fond du Lac is furthest south.
Where you're living might be hurting you a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not that person who will do PT, and I'm not like, I cannot bring myself to be a fire guy and do PT at like the YMCA. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like that's non-compete clause. Like I'm just not that person. I did personal training with somebody at a gym I work out at part-time, but that was when I wasn't at North at that time. So,
but I think your employer, whoever your employer would be, and if they understand that you got to make ends meet, and you need to pick up fitness. So if you're a fitness guy, you got to look at all alternatives of fitness income. And if you're not, if fire, and it's just, and I'm being straight, and honest with you, if we can't provide you with a full-time income, you're going to have to supplement it somewhere else. And I don't think, or some other ways, and I don't think anyone's going to blame you for that, like non-compete wise. And Jesse, you can't work there, you can't work here. I think anybody, just shooting them straight, like This is the facts, Jack. I got to, I don't want to go get a job pounding nails in a roof.
Oh, never.
So you see what I'm trying to say? A fitness guy, you're going to need to be around fitness.
Yeah, I just need to do it. And that's the thing. I could get people signing up. I have before. I've done small group personal training, one-on-one personal training. So I have that experience. I love designing programs for people. I love holding them accountable. I love the one-on-one aspect, the more connection. You can actually cue them more and push them more. We just
Get down in the trenches more.
We just did progressive overload. We call it for like 5 people, and every one of their maxes went up crazy amount.
Yeah, the smaller groups have. My heart's always been in the person that's where this sprouted from, the personal training side of things.
But going back, right now I'm just, I messed up, right, and I feel like I'm comfortable with what's going on now.
Okay.
Until I'm not. And,
okay.
And the biggest thing is, will I realize that it's not working? So like when this relapse happened, I was at Oshkosh, right? I had no business doing it. I was trying to fill a void from Fond du Lac. Then I was resentful, like going from a full-time head coach, fitness manager to part-time, working 3 jobs. And I was just getting burnt out to driving every morning, not being able to do what I was doing, new faces. Because Fond du Lac, I built a relationship with those people.
Yeah.
It was 4 years.
A lot of time.
4 years. And every day I was there.
But you can do it again.
Yeah. And that's the ultimate goal. It's just,
I just worry about you and in your situation, everything that you've told me, okay? Me as your coach, let's just say, if I was, I would worry that I need to keep you moving forward. Because when you hit that plateau, like you're talking about your clients, you hit a plateau in your career, that's dangerous.
Yep.
I never want to be comfortable in my career. As soon as I do, I can feel it. It's ugly. I don't like how I act. I drink too much. And I'm like, I need to make a fucking change. I need to get nervous again. I need to get uncomfortable. I need to expand. I need to scale. So I think we got to talk. We got to look a little more serious at getting you scaled.
Yeah. And I think the time's near.
Okay.
I know it's coming.
You come to me when you say, hey, how do we do this again? How do I get full-time into fitness and make this a career? You know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah. And I keep telling myself I want to open a small gym and studio. And then my mom was going to help, all that stuff. And, but now what's going on is just everything's a little bit halted. That's okay.
Got it.
Lots of prayers and lots of being open my time to where if I can't commit to something.
Feeling it now.
So,
yep.
And that's okay. That's okay for right now. Right now I'm loving it.
Okay. Good. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. I truly love it. I'm passionate about it. I'm in the zone. This is probably, I feel like, the best coaching I've done in a long time. This is the best connection I've had for people.
Well, you sound great.
Yeah.
You sound good.
Well, I gained 20, I'm 193 pounds. And I when I went to treatment, I was 170.
Yep,
it was that bad. And I gained 26 pounds or 23 pounds.
Of good weight.
Good weight. Like probably 7%, 8% body fat. My max.
I got a caliper here.
Oh, it's low.
I think you're lower than that.
Oh, 6 is the lowest, but I've been eating a lot of carbs, like 400 grams of carbs a day. I
can pinch you 7 times.
Yeah,
I got the caliper.
It's great. It's great. Like everything's up.
Awesome.
My bench is 325. My back squat's 435. Deadlift's 505, and this is like
nobody complains about getting stronger.
No, it's great.
And that's the thing is, if you're truly healthy, or let's say if you're not truly healthy, you don't get stronger. Do you know what I mean? In life, you don't get stronger. So those are always good biomarkers. I'm getting stronger. I mean, I don't think I have cancer. You know what I mean? If I just put on 20 pounds of muscle and my bench is up, it's just always a good feeling being healthy.
Mentally too. I think that's the most biggest thing is like that clarity.
They go hand in hand, don't they?
That serenity, and being okay with failing, right? And that's the thing is like being okay where the process of fitness, where you're gonna struggle, you're gonna do this, but are you gonna throw in the towel? And I'm not that person where I'm gonna throw in the towel ever again. at least today, right? They say in the program, one day at a time, and I try to live that. I try to live it as just, am I okay with failing, or in this stay settled? And there's some things I gotta stay settled with for now, but I know the time's coming. As long as my mental aspect is the way it is right now, changes will come. Why? Because I value myself more than I did 6 months ago, and it's just getting better and better. And I have support. I have people who care about me. Close
Because you
people who
care back.
Yep.
I mean, you got to be a friend first to have a friend.
Yeah,
right?
I always say when A helps B, A gets better, right? And the same goes for them. When they help me, they get better, and when I help them, I get better. And but am I doing it out of love, care, and concern? And that's the biggest thing. Is like, I have to love what I'm doing. I need to love myself in order to give love, right?
If you're not your biggest fan, who's going to be?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, probably my mom, but
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Hard to argue with the mom. Can people find you on Facebook or where? Because there's going to be some people that would like to follow your story now. Now they know where you're at. They know you want to train more, want to make this more into a career. Can they follow you on Instagram or?
I'm a Facebook guy.
Facebook guy.
Yeah,
All right.
Jesse
Find him on
Gonzalez.
Facebook.
Yeah. I will just say
Jesse Gonzalez. I was talking over him right there. Sorry.
So, no, you're good. Katie, Harvey Valley. I'm not saying nothing, right? I'm not saying I'm going anywhere. I am committed. But the future is bright, right? That's the biggest.
But
thing.
they know you want to do this more. That's there's nothing to hide.
I think
You want to train more,
and they're probably open to it. It's just figuring out schedule, all that fun stuff, and time, like I said, time's coming. But no, Facebook. When it comes to biggest thing when it comes to addiction, struggling, whether it's you or your family member struggling with addiction, don't be afraid to reach out. I've had, when I went into treatment and made my post, I was overwhelmed with the amount of people who reached out to me. The amount of people who said they're struggling too in their own way, or somebody else that are struggling. And I'm never that person that will just say your business, like pull me aside, message me. I'll even meet up with you if you need that kind of support.
Pretty impressive, man.
Right? You just gotta pay it forward somehow, right?
Yeah.
Help save lives. Help save my life. Do the greater good for people, right? Just not be that person who's stuck all the time, right? And that's where the recovery coach comes in, and that's where the true me lies, is just helping all that I can with what I got. It's not much. It's not much.
It's more than you think.
Yeah, from the heart, right?
And you, by the reactions of the messages you've received, it goes a long ways.
Yeah, lots of people care. Well, even know when you feel like they don't, and just know I care, right? People care, even though when we feel like we're backs against the wall. But there's always a way out, and there's problem shared is a problem cut in half. Truly, like,
I like that.
Like, can't keep it in because nobody knows.
Problem shared is a problem cut in half.
Yep, and that's all it takes.
Never heard that. I love it.
It's big. It's big. But don't let it get to the point where it got me, because a lot of people don't make it out, right? And that's the thing. And I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm filled with gratitude that I got out. And I'm not a religious guy, but it's a power greater than me that did it. Like, it wasn't. If it was up to me, I would still be out there. But
takes a big man to say that.
Yep. And it was just I owe it to God, my higher power. Saved my life again. Showed me the door. I took it, and now I'm running with it. Gotta.
I love it, man. Well, we wish you the best. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Rate the show, share the show, and we're going to see you next time. But just remember,
do it with intensity.
Or not at all. Out.
Thank you.
Feel good?
Oh yeah. I'm pretty open about it. Pretty open. Gotta.
I've got everything out that you want to,
Oh, yeah.
that you want to tell people.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be stuff that you You're gonna listen. You're gonna. I wish I would have told him this. I wish I.